If you want juicy hips, this is for you. Mobility training is going to help prevent injuries and get you stronger. So just warm up with some figure 4 rotations here. Super simple, just getting the hips nice and juicy. And then in that figure 4 position, you're gonna come into external rotations. So do a few on each side. And you're just trying to lift that knee up as high as you can. Try not to lean your torso back too much, but you do want to feel this in your hip as you're going through the motion. Next, you're going to come into your froggy pose and do some internal rotations, and bring that back foot up. Your knees are grounded here, so it forces you to move through your hip. So only go as far as comfortable. Then turning it around, we are going to come into some plank swing outs. Now, I like to add a little bit of a core bit here where we bring our knees into our chest, just into a quadruped position. But when you are swinging those legs out, you're trying to get your foot as close up to your shoulders as you can. You should feel this in your hips. You shouldn't be twisty. You want to move through your hips. These bridge extensions are just a fun way to warm up. I actually use them on both my upper body and my lower body mobility days. You're just opening up the hip flexors. You're getting the shoulders and the upper back moving, and you're getting the glutes firing too. So an exercise, part mobility training, great for warming up. Grab a weight and you're going to start stretching out those adductors, so your inner thighs. Have a mat or a cushion underneath that bottom knee, otherwise it's not going to be as comfy. And you can do this without a weight too, okay? So start with a light weight, work your way up, but you do want to feel a stretch in that inner thigh. Then we are coming into shin box sit-ups. So shin box is a little bit different from figure 4 in the sense that your heel is close to your body, okay? You're not making that 90-degree angle with your knee. Now for these, you want to push into that bottom knee and thrust all the way forward. So you are stretching, and then I want you to hinge as you come back, keeping a nice flat back, not rounding as you do them. To make them harder, you are going to take that leg, put it straight out and do these exercises. So a little bit more of a stretch through that inner thigh. It's a little bit more challenging to get yourself up and to hold it, but you're also getting a bigger range. So it's a great way to progress. Again, start without the weight, depending on where you are in your mobility journey here. You don't need to load up for these exercises. Okay, so back in that figure 4 position, this time we are using a band to assist us leaning forward, okay? Now, make sure the band is attached to something completely secure, and you do want roughly that 90-degree angle in your knees so that you are moving through your hips. I'm a little slouchy, it looks like here, but try and hinge a little bit more and not round as much as you can. Moving into dynamic straddle. So take your feet as wide as you can go and still using that band to pull you forward. You're essentially doing a straddle Romanian deadlift here where we hip hinge and the band is assisting that. Keep your back flat. You're leading with your belly button. If you're not leading with your belly button, you've rounded, and chances are you aren't going to gain any mobility through your hips. Okay, I like to add these little walks in, honestly, just for fun. I'm sure they have a proper name, but really you're just trying to get your knee down to the ground from your ankle and getting a little bit of movement through your ankles and your hips here. And then finishing off with some internal rotations in squat position. This is my least favorite, so I always add it at the end.